Okay. Hey y'all, it's Miss Dia here with Miss Dia's Throne, and I am sitting here with this gorgeous, beautiful, amazing woman. One of the many women I am going to be interviewing and sitting down with for the month of March. Her name is Lakita Gibbons, and she is our highlight for today. So, Lakita, tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now, what you're involved in, your family life.
I am involved in so many things right now. I am a new parent as it relates to my kid being an athlete, and so that's very exciting in high school. My daughter's been in high school for quite some time now, but she wasn't as involved as my son is, and so this has been a new adventure for me, meeting new people, meeting new parents, connecting with different pieces as it relates to the school. I work full time with the Flint Genesee Chamber of Commerce, and I'm a site manager with Youth Quest. So I'm responsible for 5 sites, 4 in the city of Flint and 1 in the Carmen-Ainsworth district. And so that's a great experience, giving me an opportunity to interact with some students from my alma mater, which is Northwestern High School. So I'm really excited about that. So I get really, really excited about when I get an opportunity to go over to Northwestern. I was with Genesee Intermediate School Districts in the 21st Century Program for 5 years, and I had an opportunity to deal with what I call my Beecher babies. So I was in Beecher, and oh my God, it was a great experience. I met multiple people. I met you. I met people who I'm still connected with, and I believe I'll be connected with for a lifetime. So that's my current job that I do 40 plus hours a week. And then I also teach college at Ashford University. And I've been doing that for 6 years. And I teach at least 1 to 2 classes every 5 weeks, but it's a 7-week period because it's a week before for prep and a week after for grading. So I've been doing that for quite some time. I also have my own organization called Lakita's Perspective, which is it's an organization that empowers people, but it's set up to coach individuals on setting goals and aspirations and pursuing their dreams and their visions in life. And so that's what I do with Lakita's Perspective, and I've done from hosting events to writing curriculum to setting up panels to just doing words of encouragement daily on different social media platforms. And I am currently in the final stages of writing my first book that belongs to me only, and so that's been kind of cool. I've had an opportunity to do a compilation, and I've had an opportunity to work on a textbook piece and do some approvals with textbook writing. But this belongs to me, and so I'm excited about that. And it should be out, in March, beginning of April. And I'm a mom. I'm a mom 24/7, and I love it. I enjoy being my kids' mother. I have little songs for them. I tell them how I just enjoy being their mom. I think it's a privilege and it's an honor to be a mother. And so I enjoy every minute of it. I have 3 boys and 1 beautiful daughter. My daughter is the oldest, and she is just like me. And that's cool. That's cool. So sometimes we bump heads, but you know what? Sometimes you got to learn how to deal with yourself. And so that's what I do on a daily basis. I'm learning how to deal with the young me. And so I really, I'm strategic in how I deal with her, because, and this is no reflection on my own mother, because I believe my mother did a great job, but being able to impart in my daughter and understand where she's coming from, because she's so much like me, helps equip me to be a better mother for her. One thing about my mom, she would always say, I want you to be better than me. And so I took that literally. I try my best to be better than my mother was in certain capacities, not because I feel like I'm better than her, but because she charged me to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's who I am. That's what I do on a daily basis.
Are y'all tired too? So
I get some sleep sometimes.
Sometimes. She's a mother of 4.
Yeah.
She's a full-time worker. She's a professor. She's a teacher at a university, and she is also spearheading her own how would you say, I don't want to say organization, but her own movement with Lakeitha's perspective. So, which leads me into, with all the many things, and all the different roles, and all the different hats.
Church.
Oh, and the church house. We can't forget to mention how involved she is at church. So now we have church, which anybody who's involved in the church can know how time consuming that can be throughout the day, trying to weave that in to something. Working 40 plus hours a week because she's in a higher position, which means it's just not a 40-hour week.
Right.
Being a mom, which never turns off. Okay, I'm not a mom, but I understand that nothing about that ever comes off.
Right.
That there's no switch for that. And she teaches. Okay. With all of that, what if we had to narrow it down to something that you're just absolutely passionate about? What would that be?
There's a couple things that I'm absolutely passionate about. I'm very passionate about my organization or my movement, empowering people, helping them to reach their desired goal, imparting in them that what was not imparted in me. That's my desire. I think the passion derives from me being so fed up with people doing things just for the simple fact of that's what they were being paid to do, but not giving me anything sound or any foundation to build upon, telling me to go into a direction that just because you thought that that's the direction I should go, you're good at numbers, so go in this direction, no, but taking some time and asking me some questions, helping me, teaching me how to dig deep. I'm very passionate about that, and I'm talking about starting as early as the age of when you can talk, all the way up to now, even if you're not at that point in life. That's one of the things that I'm extremely passionate about, is helping people identify their natural abilities, their gifts, their talents, helping them to develop that natural ability, and also helping them to develop a skill set, to develop a skill set, and understanding that these two things in compilation together can push you to your greatest destiny, because I believe that we were all gifted and had something imparted in us even before we were in our mother's womb, and it's up to us to act upon it. But you have a whole lot of ideas in the graveyard because nobody pushed them or gave them that opportunity to go for what they desire to go for. The second thing that I'm passionate about is my children. Oh my God, and leaving them a legacy. I have to. It's like every single day I wake up saying, what can I leave my children? That they'll say, you know what? They'll tell my grandchildren, your granny, Lakeitha, said this, this, and this. And my great-grandchildren would say, yeah, Granny Lakeitha established this. I have to leave a legacy. Oh my God. I can almost cry when I think about it, because it's so important that we just don't leave our children out here hanging with nothing to hold on to and not being established in any capacity.
And then just push them out the house.
And just push them out. That's not sufficient. I'm passionate about pushing my kids to their greatest potential, because if they say they want to do it, and I've observed them long enough to identify what they're good at, I'm going to do all I can. Everything within my power, even if it takes me to do research, which I do. 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm researching. My kid had told me they want to do something. So those are the two things that I'm passionate about.
What I love is that her passions are, even though she separates her kids from your movement, it's the same thing.
It is.
And it's reflected upon, I think, your character when it says, I do it at home just as much as I want everybody else to do it. Because I feel like it's so many times we have people who preach at everybody, or they expect more from everybody else than the work they're willing to put into their own.
Right.
It's like, oh, y'all should just be doing it because you can to me. Versus saying you have to put that same energy in your household that you're trying to put into everybody else. So I love that even without having to go into it, it's all together, and the household is never left out. So she's kind of answering some of the things that I have going on in my head. When I always want to know, what are people doing that encourages them to work in their passion? and you talked about Lakeitha's perspective. Can you give us any more detail on what are some of the great highlights you give in a session or a vision board party, or what all the many things that you've done with Lakeitha's perspective, and the blog posts are amazing. So you, shameless plug, go find her blog, Lakeitha's Perspective. She has some really great stuff on there. So I just gave away your answer, but
It's okay. Some of the things that I do, I have this thing, charity begins at home and then it spreads abroad. So before I even try to impart on anybody else, I impart my own. And so what me and my children do is we talk about having a spirit of excellence in all things, and I'll make them repeat after me. Repeat after me. On the way to school. I am an individual of excellence, you know, that we do not settle for mediocre, that we push ourselves beyond capacity, because successful people love learning more than they love sleeping. Successful people love pushing beyond capacity more than they love hanging out with friends. That's what successful people do. So I define to my children what success means. Success doesn't mean that you have a whole lot of money, but success means that you are whole, mind, body, soul, and spirit. That's what success means. And so I'm constantly in a spirit of teaching them. And so some of the things that I've done even in the sessions is I've had people to write down what they're good at. And right now I have this women's empowerment group every other Tuesday here at my home, and what they do is they're doing homework, and their homework is from age 3 to this age. Right now, what you were good at. From this age to this age, right now what you were good at, and they go all the way up to the present, and then they go back and compare. Does any of those things match up or line up, or did you see something that was there maybe in your 30s that was not there in your younger years? And so what I'm what I'm trying to let them know is that the gift may be inside of you, but it still needs to be developed. So all the gifts that you have, even though you were born with them, you don't even realize that you have them until you've been exposed to certain things. Then once you've been exposed, which is so essential that we expose not only ourselves but our children. We can't live in a box, because if you don't expose yourself to things, then how will you know what to pursue? How will you know which way to go? Same way with me, I didn't know what to do when I was growing up because I hadn't been exposed. But as I began to get exposed to things, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty gifted at that. I'm good at that, you know. And then after you identify what you're good at or what your natural ability is, then not being shameless and saying, you know what, I'm pretty darn good at that. All right? That doesn't mean that you're cocky or arrogant. That means you're confident. And because if you lack confidence, you cannot appropriately operate in your passion or your gift. And so after I teach them about gifts, I then teach them how to use those as tools to pursue their vision. And I also teach about innovation. I have this big saying that I say all the time at my presentations: just because it doesn't exist doesn't mean it can't exist.
a lot of the jobs we have now
Didn't exist 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So that's my thing. Just because it didn't exist doesn't mean it can't exist. So that's a short, very short version of what I do when I'm teaching on giftings and passions and visions, talents and skills, plans and goals. And I guess some people say it's all the same thing, but it really isn't. It really isn't, because your vision is your ultimate desire, all right? And then you got to be specific. So I have vision boards hanging in my bedroom, and on any given day, you can walk in my room and you'll see my children staring at the wall. Well, they're staring at the vision boards because they're affirming what's on that. This is not only my vision, but I've asked them, what are your visions? And I put them on a vision board. And so you'll see them standing there, and they're affirming and reaffirming, you know, I am this, we will live here. They know what our future address is. You know, it's a picture on my vision board of the kitchen of the new home that I want to live in, and I cropped a picture of all of us standing in the kitchen. Because I'm vision minded. All right. So that's short version, Miss Dia.
It's a great version. And being that I've worked in after school and scholarship and pre-college programs for quite a bit of time, I was at a conference, a PD, about a week ago, and they were talking about how, oh, our kids always talk about wanting to be these pro players or wanting to be a doctor or a nurse, and like we try to tell them there's other jobs too, like, but they watered down the jobs. They're like, oh, you can make a living being a sales associate. And I'm like, that is an option, but you're giving them watered down options. And I understand their mindset was not, let's just expose them to more. It's like, let's put something that's more in reach. And I don't feel like a nurse, a doctor, a ball player is out of reach. Now, they are limited to that because that's all that's in their bubble. They know people who are nurses. That seem to be a medical field is really booming right now. Most kids in inner cities want to be some kind of sports athlete. A doctor is one of those generic things that almost all kids want to be at some point in time. It was the time I wanted to be a doctor.
I did too.
So, but I'm like, well, what else are we exposing them to? My mother took us to everything. So eventually I was like, no, I'm pretty good in the arts. You know, I didn't pursue it as I should have, but it's still a part of what I do.
It is.
And so I'm like, no, it's not about telling them, let's do something that's more in reach. It's about exposing them to more things, one. And then two, having them understand what kind of work goes into getting there. Because we have a lot of kids who want to be pro players, but none of them want to put in the work. We have a basketball training company that my husband and I run. We never tell kids you can't play basketball on the next level. You can if you're going to put in the work.
Developing a skill.
You can't just play during basketball season and think, oh, I'm going to get there. No, it's work that comes in. And you have to have grades. You can't go to college without any grades.
And you have to understand that natural abilities is not enough. Your talents will fail you. Your skill will carry you. You know, if you don't develop that talent, that skill, because you can have a natural ability, you're pretty good, you have a knack for something, but until you build upon it and try to develop it, then you can't go any further. I teach my boys all the time because my boys really do want to be some great athletes, and they are. They work hard. I tell my boy, hey, somebody's working while you're sleeping. So when I get up at 4:30 a.m., he be tired. He's like, man, but you know what? You see that light come on in his room? He putting his clothes on. He got his school clothes, okay? He go to the gym with me at 5 a.m. He has to be at school at 7:20, all right? So that means he's at the gym in the morning, working out. He did not leave that court the other morning until he finished his footwork and until he made 100. I think he was doing threes. Until he shot 100 threes. So that means you know he shot more than 100 shots. He didn't come off that court until that was done. He went in there, took his shower at the gym, got dressed, and I saw him sitting in the cafe. You know what he was doing? Reading a book. Because now he knows that I have to be quizzed over something in English in first hour. I tell him, anything you want to have, you got to work hard for it. And when my mother used to tell me that when I was a kid, I'm like, what you mean, Mom? But it's true. Anything you want to have, when you want great things to happen in your life, you got to work hard for it. The thing that really blew me away is that his younger brother was left out there alone, still trying to make his 100 shots. When he finally made it, he said, Mommy, I'm done. His face was drenched, he was wet, but his older brother set an example. Then he went in there and he took his shower. All right, everybody made it to school on time. So, I mean, I laugh because me and my family really do pursue greatness together. I'm just so excited about it. I want my kids to be driven, and there's no excuse. And I don't care what negatives they've been exposed to. And my kids have been exposed to some negatives. They still have to pursue greatness. You've seen me in my life go through things and nobody knew it but the people that was close to me. Just smile and keep on working, you know. I probably worked more when I was going through stuff with a smile on my face than I did when I wasn't going through. And so it builds character.
It does. Talent without hard work is just potential.
Right?
That's what Mike Noble says. I ain't taking
Talent without hard work is just potential. I like that. I like that, Mike Noble.
Yes, get that t-shirt.
Noble strong, baby.
Right? Okay. So what else know, so we were talking all about passion and vision. So what are some things that you really want to accomplish in your life? The legacy that you talked about earlier about leaving behind.
I want to be a renowned author. I want to write books that will help people for a lifetime. I'm serious. I want to be, I want 50, 60 years from now, people still pulling that book out just like they do the Dr. Seuss books. Seriously. And it's still helping them along the way. That's what I want to do. I want to go around and do conferences and speak and show people that there's a better way. That's what I really want to do. But I'm really passionate about youth. That's my thing. I'm passionate about youth. I find myself talking to everybody's children. You know, I walk up in the school like, hey, what's up? You know, like it's my school. You know, and I this is my own personal opinion. Some of the most respectful kids and most awesome kids that I've ever been exposed to, and I'm not talking about my own personal children, are the students in the Beecher Community School District. I literally mean that when I say my Beecher babies, I'm telling you, I love those kids. And one thing about it is the love is reciprocated. You love on them hard, they're gonna love back on you hard. And that was like an eye-opening experience for me. Because growing up, Beecher had always been my rival. You know, I went to a Flint school, you know, we didn't mix. And so being exposed to that as an adult, it was just an awesome experience, and it made me even more passionate about doing whatever I could to help. And I mean, I can't help all of them, but I really do try.
Yes, she does.
I really do try. And what blew me away is for my birthday, I mean, I had parents sending me messages on Facebook. Such and such said, happy birthday. I mean, for them to remember my birthday. I mean, my phone, parents texting me. My child wanted to say happy birthday. I mean, that stuff goes a long way. But I don't think they would have gave me that if I didn't give them myself. And literally, like, it got to a point where my kids was like, Mom, you spend more time with the future students than you do us. No. You love them more than you love us. And it wasn't that. And I was, and they were not a project to me. You know, they were my family. And so I'm passionate about youth. I'm passionate about helping the youth, not only in the Beecher community, but in the world. If every student had an opportunity to be exposed to greatness, just imagine how awesome this world would be. That's what I want to do. For the rest of my life, just help.
We need her.
Help.
We need her.
So now, Lord, let me live a long time.
Yes.
I'm talking about I need at least about 80 more years.
So to end it off, what advice or information would you like to pass on to anybody who is going to come in contact with you at any point in time in your life, or someone who's going to be watching this video? Your one golden nugget.
You know, that's hard for somebody like me to give you one golden nugget.
Give me two.
I'm going to try my best to give you one. Anything that you desire to have in life, go for it. And be so focused on plan A that you have no time to be distracted by plan B. That doesn't mean that plan B is not in place. All right? But be so determined and focused on plan A that plan B is just lying dormant. You know, I'm so serious. That's my one golden nugget, because I'm so tired of people telling our youth what they can't do. But what about what they can do? What about what they can do? They can do it. Some of the greatest people who reached their greatest potential had an I can on the inside. I just don't believe that scripture was written for nothing. I can do all things. It didn't say specific, oh, I can do this, but I can't do that. It said I can do all things through Christ which strengthened me. And so
especially when we're tapping on that gift that was important.
That's the reason why it was put in you. It was put in you for that very reason. And so That's my one golden nugget. Be so focused on plan A that you have no time to be distracted by plan B.
So share with us, share with everybody how they can get in contact if you wanted to book a vision board party or have you come speak, or where they can find when the book is going to be released.
The book will be released probably at the end of March, beginning of April. I talked to the guy that's working on it for me today. So you can reach me by going to LakeithasPerspective.com. That's LakeithasPerspective.com.
Ooh, Lord, spell the champ.
Lakeithas Perspective.
Or click the link in the video.
Or click the link in the video. But I just want to make sure you know everything, so y'all spell it right. And then the other one is LakeithasPerspective@gmail.com. You can reach me there. And so those are my two means of contact information.
Okay. Facebook page still.
Facebook page is still Lakeithas Perspective. Twitter is Lakeithas Perspective. Instagram is Lakeithas Perspective.
All the social media links. So go hit the like, follow, all those buttons.
And LinkedIn, you can just reach me at just Lakeitha Gibbons. Or does it say Lakeitha Brooks Gibbons? It may just say Lakeitha Gibbons on LinkedIn.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Lakeitha Brooks Gibbons, for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of our Women Empowerment segment. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.